Satan is making women delusional. I said it. Satan. Yeah, he's making women delusional. Think about it for a second, right? If you think about men women dynamics, what does a man represent? And if you look at the way men function in society, the way they move around in terms from work, especially from a work perspective, school work, majority of them are very basic, ordinary. Not to demean them, but most men are just regular. They just day to day, they want to do their thing, go to work, and everything else. Okay. And if you consider the idea that prior to that, men were tradesmen, prior to that, they were farmers and so forth, cattle herders, and if you follow the story of the concept of Genesis, where you got the man working, we never told Eve's profession, right? Okay, biblical story. That's my leaning. We never told Eve's profession. You got the man doing his thing, and the woman is his helpmeet. So it's almost like your cheerleader, your motivator, and everything else. Okay? Now, let's look at it in terms of a company or a business. Let's say a business. When you're in a business, you take on people that help you elevate the business. They help you get the job done that you need to get done. So if the woman is the helpmeet, according to the biblical tenets, she is supposed to praise you, elevate you, and be helpmeet. Okay, now I'm not trying to assign people that listen to this video to play those roles. I'm just speaking from a place of the biblical template. When you have that, every man knows that you can fly. When you got somebody who's on your side that knows what you need to get done, understands the vision, they're all about it. They're like speaking life into you. You can fly. But the point I'm saying that Satan is behind women's delusionment is that when you got somebody, let's say an employee, who barely knows their job, who barely is doing their job, say to you, you know what? I will help you, but you have to pay me $100,000 a year. You're like, huh? First I got to teach you how to do the job. Say, I know, but my worth, my value, just me being present right here, ought to represent something, don't it? And I put a price on that representation, and I believe that it should be $100,000. Now, do you realize that instead of you being as a man focusing on your task that you're supposed to be doing, you're going to be distracted by all that? Now, the unfortunate thing is that, let's say that man looks at that employee and says, you know what? You're the female kind. You're very attractive. Let me see how I can best accommodate to that. Instead of being about your task, now you're trying to accommodate because she's attractive. And where is she coming from? What's our premise? Well, if I was an evil guy, it makes sense to implant that delusionment in her because it throws the man off his purpose. She is coming to your word or your table with unrealistic expectations. And I'm doing damage to both y'all. One, your morale is going to be low. You're like, how does this person who is incapable, who I have to teach, asking so much? But you are attracted to that person. So you're trying to accommodate. And then the individual not knowing, the individual making these high demands, not knowing that they have a finite time to which they can make these demands. But they don't know that because they're not privy to the fact that under the vision of a man, they can fly too. But they don't understand their limitations. And fast forward, they're older and they cannot make those demands. And now they're not as desirable as they would have been. So one stone has killed two birds. The morale of a man when he's trying to take on this helpmeet is obliterated. And the individual making those demands because you're busy trying to accommodate as a man, so you're not on your purpose anymore. And she has wasted her time. Because now you're like, no, this ain't worth it. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I need you to just be on code. And she tries with that partner. She tries with that partner. She tries with that partner. I don't use partner in marriage, but I'm using a partner because she's not exactly a wife, you know. And now time has run out. Nobody really want her. So he's wasted both the man and the woman. So I believe if I was a bad guy, I'll focus on the woman. That's how I believe Satan is a supporter of delusionment in women because he understands that they're very emotional. They'll go for it because it doesn't have to make sense for them. So I believe that Satan is behind it. Okay, if you look at the story of the Garden of Eden, Eve was offered something that she could not be. She was never going to be God or like God. She was never going to be. But she went for it. So now she's being offered the raw, if you can be a man, you're just as good as a man. And they run that programming from the early teens to late 20s to 30s and then 40s. They realize they cannot. But what has happened? Time has passed. So Satan supports the delusionment in women because he understands that without a covering, a woman will run to anything until time is up. And she cannot reattain that which she lost. And in that process, in her prime, she's in such demand that she can cause such chaos to derail the process of a man because she'll attach herself to a man, and the man is attracted to her, and he's trying to cater to her, and he loses his purpose. So it's a lose-lose. That's why I believe Satan behind it.